We're at the Taj Palace this morning in New Delhi, of course, with the CEO of Eskom in South Africa, Mr. Brian Molefe. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, thank you.
You've just stepped out of the BRICS Council meeting this morning. Can you just give us a quick overview of the discussions and maybe what are the priorities going forward?
As the South African chapter of the BRICS Business Council, we this morning reflected on our approach to the BRICS meetings. The council meeting that's going to take place this afternoon, as well as the meetings over the weekend in Goa. And we agreed that the key performance indicator for us at this meetings in Delhi and in Goa will not be in the eloquence of our press statements and in the flowery nature of the statements that we will make after the meetings. But it will be on the number of business partnerships and business deals that the South African business people will be able to do here in India with our counterparts in the BRICS countries. And so we would like to, and we encourage the business people that are here with us to go out and do business. And that is how we will contribute to the growth of the South African economy and job creation. So that is the bottom line, to do business and not to focus on spectacular inputs into the meetings.
Yeah. BRICS, where is BRICS today, and are you happy with where BRICS is at?
I'm very happy with where BRICS is at. The most significant development has, of course, been the development of the NDB, the New Development Bank of BRICS, which is represents a paradigm shift in the international financial system. And we're quite happy that what the New Development Bank brings to the developing countries of the world, a new possibility, perhaps a new way of doing business.
South African projects within the context of the work that the bank do?
We have submitted projects to be considered by the bank, the North-South Development Corridor, that is an AU corridor, and some infrastructure projects in South Africa. But more importantly, we're also encouraging business leaders in South Africa to come forward and establish projects or businesses that have maximum regional impact. So regional impact means not just in South Africa, but in the region, in sub-Saharan Africa, that may require to be funded by the bank. And we are quite ready to help to lobby the bank as well as the governments of the BRICS countries to support such projects.
The simplification of movement between BRICS nations, that process, where is it?
We as South Africa have taken leadership on that matter. About 3 years ago already, we announced that BRICS business people that are coming to South Africa will be entitled to a multiple entry long-term visa of 10 years. Unfortunately, the other countries have been slow to reciprocate. And the business leaders in the other BRICS countries have assured us that they are working with the governments of their countries to ensure that we can reciprocate. But as South Africa, we're very ready to open, ready to do business, and we want to commend the Department of Home Affairs for having come forward very speedily with this matter, because the business people from BRICS are now able to enter into South Africa to come and do business, and this helps to facilitate business and job creation and economic growth.
Portal was launched in the month of September. Businesses, are they warming up to this?
Businesses are warming up. You will remember that this was not the first BRICS portal for business. The first portal was in fact for the Global BRICS Business Council, which is hosted from Shanghai by the Global BRICS Business Council. But South Africa has now established its own business portal, BRICS Business Council portal that intends to showcase South African companies and to link South African companies to the business portal that is the global BRICS business portal, the other countries, BRICS countries, are in the process of launching their own portals. So we will have these 5 portals, and the main portal being the global BRICS Business Council portal, which will be a wealth of information for people looking to do business outside of South Africa in the BRICS countries, as well as in sub-Saharan Africa.
Nuclear energy has now been moved into your space. How do you view nuclear energy, and what is the way forward for South Africa with regards to this?
I think the first question that we need to ask ourselves as a country with respect to nuclear energy is, does nuclear technology work in generating electricity? My understanding of nuclear, and I have made an effort to get a little bit of professional understanding of this, although I can't call myself a nuclear engineer yet, is that in fact nuclear technology is very effective in generating electricity. And I think first and foremost, as South Africans, we need to tick that box. The second one is, if nuclear energy is deployed in South Africa to generate electricity, will it be effective? And our experience can only be from Quebec, which at the moment is the cheapest a generator of electricity from our entire fleet. It is cheaper than coal, it's cheaper than renewables, it's cheaper than the other peaking sources of electricity. So having ticked those 2 boxes, the question of who procures, owns and operates nuclear becomes almost irrelevant, because the 2 most important questions have been answered. I do not mind that we can all agree that perhaps it should be procured by Stats SA, or it can be procured by the Department of International Relations or Eskom or any other government agency, as long as we have agreed that firstly it works, and secondly we need it. And those for me are the 2 most important questions.
I want to wrap up our conversation by talking about BRICS and what's been happening in the world. It seems, if one's on the outside, that there's been this assault on BRICS economies. How do you view the state of BRICS economies, and do you think there's credibility to the idea that the BRICS bloc is under an economic attack?
No, I do not think that there is a force from somewhere in the world that is attacking BRICS economies. I think that our economies are experiencing difficulties, difficulties that are experienced by countries that are outside of the BRICS countries, elsewhere in the world. But in that difficulty, you also have some economies performing very well. For example, the fastest growing BRICS economy at the moment is India, at about 7.6% growth. For an economy that has 1.2 billion, to grow at 7% is not insignificant. China is said to be in a crisis for economic growth, but even at 6%, for an economy with in excess of 1 billion people to grow at 6% is actually not something to scoff at. And I'm quite confident that China will come back. Russia and Brazil have experienced some problems, as well as South Africa. But fortunately for us in South Africa, we have been able to avoid a recession. I am sure that with the current political noise behind us, if it can get behind us, we should be able to pick up where we left off and grow the economy again. Especially that we are in the company of countries that are doing very well in the world economy today.
Finally, ratings agencies and the work that they do, and the idea that BRICS itself should invest in a ratings agency. How do you view that, and do you think, well, it makes sense really?
Yes, the work of the international rating agencies, in particular Moody's and Standard & Poor in the world economy, has been phenomenal and has in fact defined modern credit risk management for a lot of international banks and international transactions. Moody's and Standard & Poor's ratings are considered by all the international financial institutions as very important, both in the rating of sovereign countries as well as banks and companies. So from that experience, there is a feeling amongst BRICS countries that perhaps to augment the work of Standard & Poor's and Moody's and the other international rating agencies from Japan, from China, we should have a BRICS rating agency. It is an idea that we as the BRICS Business Council are not against. We think that it will enhance credit management in the international financial markets.
Mr. Molefe, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very
Great
much.
for you to step out
yes.
and do this interview with us.